Hello everyone, welcome to Asura 24/7. My name is Niharika Walia Bhatnagar and I am with you with the specific area of accounting and financial management for bankers. And what are we going to deal with today? Today we are going to talk about types of bonds. Do you know there are different types of bonds which exist in an organization? But what exactly is bonds? That is something which we will be dealing today on our YouTube channel GIB CIB English Medium. First of all, everyone, please share the session, like the session, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet. Chali everyone, let's talk about this topic. Today I'm gonna talk about the topic of bonds. Bonds is what? See, everybody has money, but everybody's money has a limit too. You can have 10,000, you can have 20,000, you can have lakh, you can have billions, but there is a limit to every penny that we have now. So that particular thing where you have that end is basically something which we will talk about here. So when we talk about the bonds is a fundamental component in the of the financial world where investors and issuers are alike. Investors are the people who put their money. Issuers are the people who issue that particular thing. Okay? The difference is when we talk about investors, they're the people who have invested in this particular thing, and issuer is the one who is issuing that particular thing. Issuing means they are the ones who say that everyone please put your money into our specific organization. Investors are the people who understand that part and put their money into it. So then they talk about the specific area. There are different categories that is based upon tax saving bonds, credit quality, issuer type, maturity, long term, short term, and security status, whether they have a specific security further or not. है ना? So these are the different types, everyone. Let's talk about these in detail. The first one that we're talking about is fixed and floating rates, है ना? So when we talk about the fixed rate and floating rate, how does it work? See, fixed rate is a rate where you have that specific definition in certain manner where you have a coupon that remains constant. Coupon here doesn't mean a normal coupon. It is basically the interest rate in this case. So when we talk about the interest rate, so that is how we define the fixed rate. The bonds where you have a defined rate, where you have a defined rate of what? You have a defined interest rate that is called fixed interest rate, and when it is subjected to your specific area, it is subjected to exclusively your market, your economy, all those things are taken there, is to be covered there. The interest rate on these bonds fluctuate based on the changes in the reference rate. Again, if the society has got some changes, for example, your economy is going through some changes, wherever you will find that economy wherever you will find that economy is going through changes, those economical changes would be covered under FRN, that is floating rate notes. Matlab, in this case your coupon rate will not remain same despite this fact that this is different. Fixed rate says whatever happens in the economy we just don't care, regardless of the market conditions. Regardless of the market conditions, ultimately the fixed rate bond says they have a specified interest rates. ठीक है ना? The interest rate remains same. Done. Next point, zero coupon bond as well as the high yield bonds. Acha everyone, what is zero coupon? I just told you that zero, the term coupon means your interest rate, है ना? Anything which has a specified interest rate is called coupon. The bonds normally carry interest. Why? Because bonds are nothing but bonds are basically what? They are loans. That's the loan that one organization gives to another organization. That is how we define these loans. So when we talk about the zero coupon bonds, these are those loans where there is no interest. But how come someone is going to give you a zero coupon bond and they won't have a problem? Everybody has a problem. So zero coupon bond here pays no regular interest. It does pay a regular interest. But the point is this is hidden. How is it hidden, everyone? When we talk about this area, when we define these kind of organizations, a zero coupon bond is where you issue the bond at a discount. That is how we define it, right? Okay, everyone. So let's continue further. When we talk about zero coupon bonds means the bonds which are having zero interest rate. है ना? But how can someone just give you a loan of 100 rupees and get rupees 100 back? Where's the benefit? If you really want the benefit, the best way is I issue the bond at a price of, say, I issue the bond at rupees 90 and I pay you back rupees 100. There is no interest defined. But this gap of 10 rupees, this rupees 10 is basically your interest. That is how we define the zero coupon bond, everyone. So zero coupon bond is where there is no required, decided or defined interest part, but the gap is basically what you issue at and what your maturity amount is. The gap is called zero coupon bond. That particular, because the gap is basically your interest rate which is hidden. Acha, next comes high yield bonds. High yield bonds is basically junk bonds. These bonds have pathetically high level of risk. But again, if there's a higher risk, there is higher return as well. So as these bonds are definitely riskier than the investment grade bonds, investors expect high yield. That is why they're called junk bonds. Junky wala I think na. That is the point. That this is where your organization is gonna face a lot of risk if they're putting money into these. Then comes convertible and inflation based bonds. When we talk about convertible bonds and inflation based bonds, acha, convertible bonds are those bonds which can be later converted into shares. How do we define this, everyone? When we define the term shares, the number of shares of the issuers are to be covered into this area. Na? So basically, convertible bonds are specifically the bonds which have convertibility. Matlab, your lender, someone who has lent you money, is later on becoming the owner just like you. That means he becomes the equity shareholder by conversion. That is why they are called convertible bonds. Then comes inflation indexed. Inflation means the soaring high prices that we see today, है ना? So these are the bonds which gets affected or they change themselves as per the inflation rates which are going along in the economy. Then other indexed bonds, you can have equity linked notes, the ones which are talking about whether your country's GDP, your share market, anything goes up, these would go up, anything goes down, these would go down. So they are synced with the economy there. These are called other indexed bonds. It can be indexed with anything. Then comes asset backed securities. Acha, everyone, there are certain securities where I can define, there can be certain bonds where I can say I don't trust you. So you will be like, why? I said you are just a new company in the market, and if you are issuing bonds, I don't know whether you will pay me back or not. So you will say, what do you want? I'll say, कि देखिए, if such a thing happens, then best thing that I can happen is if I take a loan, if there is a loan, then if we are giving a loan as a lender, then we need an asset as a security. That is to be covered here. So this is an asset backed securities. So those in which you have to, if you are not paying, then that particular asset can be taken away in case the person fails to pay. For example, in this area, you have mortgage backed securities. You have to give something on mortgage. Collateralized mortgage obligations. Matlab, you are giving additional securities so that you have a better reliability towards it. And collateralized debt obligations. Matlab, in this case, there is a debt obligation in case you are not able to pay back. These are the things that they will be taking away. So that particular asset is basically mortgaged. ठीक है ना? that is to be covered here. Then comes subordinate and covered bonds. Subordinated bonds are basically low priority bonds. Everyone, you have more priority, I have lesser priority. That is to be covered the subordinate bonds. Matlab, for example, there are three level of lenders, and I accepted that I become the second level lender. The priority should be given to L1, and then I will be the L2 in this case. That is to be covered in the subordinated, the one which accepted having a lower priority. Covered bonds means where you are talking about the bonds which are having are backed with cash flows from the mortgages. In this case, what they say is assets from such bonds. Basically, these are the asset backed securities only. The securities where you have a specific asset in case they are not able to pay. This asset is something that can be taken over. That is covered bonds, everyone. Then we have perpetual bonds, the bonds which do not end till the time the organization doesn't die. So there is no specific maturity date. While when we talk about the bearer bonds have no name. This is not issued in. See, if I give a loan to you, interest would be paid in the name of Niharika. If there is no specific name, then whosoever is holder will get that particular thing. That is why it is called bearer bonds. So these are basically registered in the number to prevent the counterfeiting. Basically, bearer bonds are given so that whosoever is holder will get the money. So there would be no, they won't be able to trace down the person who's getting the actual interest. To prevent this, now this particular bearer bonds are definitely not allowed in our country anymore. Okay? Then comes government bonds. The treasury bills are a part of it. When the government needs money, they will raise funds from the people itself. That is why we cover this as the government bonds. Then everyone, let's end the session here. I'll be meeting you in the next session. Thank you so much for being there. Bye bye.